Hello, guys. Welcome back to another episode on the Lovers Priestess. Thank you for tuning in. I am so happy that we are on a roll and we are just rolling out different episodes. I'm going to try and make sure I stay consistent and do this weekly. So, to those of you who have been listening, thank you so much. Now, as you see in the title today, we're talking about why it's important to choose yourself and not feel guilty about it. So, but before we begin, I would like to ask, have you already followed me on Instagram at the Lovers Priestess? Connect with me or subscribe to me on YouTube. I do post my podcast there as well. I do tarot reading services, Akashic Records consulting, and also one-on-one manifestation coaching if that's something you're interested in. When I do one-on-one manifestation coaching with you, I work closely with your spirit guides and your loved ones to help you reveal your limiting beliefs, your blockages, and how to release them and really step into your highest timeline. I also have recently come out with a book, a manifestation journal that is going to be your best friend for 30 days. It does a little deep dive into you and how you can put yourself back on the pedestal. So if you do want one, get in touch, please. All right, so today we're going to talk about why it is so important for you to choose yourself and not feel guilty. And this is coming from a person who used to be a people pleaser. I had a severe people pleasing problem until I realized, why am I doing this for people who really wouldn't do half of what I give? So, let's talk about it, okay? In my previous episode, I've mentioned before that we were brought into this world with the birthright to love and be loved unconditionally. But the way we were raised, the way society makes it out to be, it feels like we've always had to earn our love. So a lot of people-pleasing tendencies come from that. Maybe some of you were like me, raised in a family where you always had to do something for your parents' attention, where you always had to do something good to be praised. And it's not something to be mad about, okay? Like, it's not our parents' fault. We also have to remember that our parents, it's their first time parenting someone, and if they were given that kind of love, that's all they recognize and that's all they see. And it's not their fault because they love us unconditionally, but in some ways, they're still trying to teach us how to live in this world. And there's nothing wrong with that. So it's all about forgiving as well and releasing that. And once you start to realize that, you come into this world to live for you, my goodness, when I tell you, your life will change drastically. So let's talk about some experiences that I have and why I've decided to let go of people pleasing, and let's start talking about friendships. Now, in my other episode that I talk about toxic relationships and friendships, which you can find, it is my episode 5, red flags in relationships and friendships. I do tap into this a little bit more. So I'm just going to share a little bit more of my experience with you here and why I started deciding to choose myself and let go of trying to please other people, especially friends or family, and just live for me, and how peaceful and amazing my life has become. I have attracted the perfect relationship, the perfect friendships. Like, it just fits well in my life. I do not need to go out of the way to do anything for anybody. Instead, I am just attracting. I am a magnet for my desires. It is fantastic. And let's talk about how to get there. This will probably help you on your journey of manifestation too, because you're choosing you. When you start choosing you, everything else starts choosing you too. So, growing up as a kid, I've always taken friendships very seriously. And I'm the kind of friend who will go out of their way to be there for a friend. If you call me when you're in need, I will drop everything to be there for you. However, I have experienced many friendships in my life, or someone even I called my best friend, who was never there for me when I needed her. And of course, there's no hate to her. I still love her and I'm still like supportive of her lifestyle. But for me, At this point, I'm just like, why would I continue to drop and change my schedule just to fit yours so that I can be there for you when you're never there for me? Now, I know it sounds selfish. I know it sounds like, wait, but what if they really need you? Like, if they really need me and it's a dire circumstance, of course I'll make an exception. But at some point in your life, you realize when you start prioritizing you, and if they can't even support you, they start criticizing you because you don't make time for them anymore. Those are not really the people that are meant to be in your life, because like I said, you're here to live for you. And if they can't support that, then why do you want to keep that around? It goes the same way for relationships. Your relationship should be meeting you halfway, and if they can't, why should you continue to go head over heels for this person? Because I remember listening to this other podcast who I can't remember exactly who it is, but all I remember was the saying that you romanticize the person so much, and that's what makes them special. It's not really them being special. And so when they can't give you exactly what you want, you shouldn't take it as a hurtful thing. You should just take it as a, okay, thank you. You can't give this to me. That's fine. Somebody else will. Bye bye. And I know it sounds crazy, and I know some of you who are probably still going through your people pleasing phase will probably be like, how do you do that? How do you stop caring about what other people think? I just did. I just stopped caring, because even now for me when I'm at work, I realize I just don't care anymore about what other people think of me. I go in there to do my job. I go in there to do the best I can. And if I don't really get along with anybody, and if it's not because I went out of my way to do anything harmful or hurtful, whereas I'm just trying to live for me, I'm just trying to enjoy my day, there's nothing wrong with that. You're not going out of your way to hurt anyone. You're not going out of your way to piss off anybody. You're just trying to get by, living your day by day life and trying to make you happy. And those who love you and those who support you should be okay with that. They shouldn't criticize you for just choosing you. It goes the same with family. I know we can't choose family. We can't, family is by blood. Obviously, we can't choose them. But at the same time, I have completely cut off one part of my family that I know are so toxic and do not deserve a place in my life, because what do they bring to the table for me? In my past episode, I talk about manifesting love, and what do people bring to the table, because you are the damn table. It works in all places of your life. You are the damn fucking table. And if they can't bring anything to contribute to your table, then bye-bye. It's okay. We are all spiritual, energetic beings, and I understand that there's a lot of things that come into our lives to teach us lessons. We have a lot of connections. Purposes of these connections will probably teach you or elevate you. And so it's genuinely okay to cut people off, even if they're your family. As long as you're not trying to go out of your way to do anything harmful towards them, because then that's just bad on you, right? You just have to move on. And I've done that with, like, I want to say like 80% of my family I don't talk to and I don't have a relationship with. But ever since I cut them out of my life when I was like, I think 17, I have felt so much weight lifted off my shoulders. Even the friends that I no longer talk to, who I once called my best friends, I just feel so much lighter and happier and peaceful with myself. And it doesn't get lonely. I know, because I used to be someone who hated being alone. I hated being alone with my thoughts. I'll get into that episode later about taking accountability, doing shadow work, and like understanding yourself like that. But in this episode, it's all about choosing you, doing things for you. Cut the people off who don't benefit you anymore. Cut the people off who do not respect you and do not support you in trying to live in your highest timeline. Because what are they going to do? They're just going to drag you down. Is that seriously something you want to carry on for the rest of your life? No, thank you. You know, I talk about sometimes briefly about my religion, God, Christianity. And, I mentioned it before as well. God didn't put us on this earth to suffer. He put us on this earth to enjoy his blessings and live the life that he intended for us. Sometimes when these toxic people are around us, they will stray you away from the light, stray you away from the life that you're meant to be living. And yes, I understand some people are facing their own demons, but it's not our job to fix them. It is not our job. And I know so many of you who are listening to this who do know me personally are going to be like, Gabby, you have tried to fix so many people. It's crazy. I do believe in helping people. Okay. Why did I start this service? It's because I want to help every single one of you reach your highest timeline and understand how to love yourself fully, because I myself have struggled with this for so long that it's time I share my journey so that I can reach out to people who have gone through something similar to me, who wants to better themselves. And if I can even provide that kind of support, that is something I want to do. I do love helping people feel better. I do love helping people get better. But at the end of the day, I also know it's not my job to fix them. I can guide them. I can suggest certain things, actions that they can take to help them. But if they don't want to take those actions or they don't want to do any of those things that I suggest, then that's fine, right? That's not going to be my job. And it's the same for you. If you have a friend who's constantly choosing the wrong choice in life, not wanting to better themselves, is that really something that you should take on? If you are working on yourself and you are still trying to improve yourself, and you allow some person that's like your best friend, your sister, your brother, your family, kind of influence you in a negative way because they refuse to do it, because I know a lot of you who are people pleasers are probably also empaths like me, or you have some sort of really strong empathetic feeling, whatever you want to call it, towards them. And it's so easy for us to take on their feelings, take on their responsibilities, take on their trauma. Oh gosh, I know the feeling, because when I tapped into the spiritual work and started helping people, I have had to do so much grounding work because I would constantly absorb their energy and take in their trauma, which really, really hurt. And I feel for these people. The pain that you guys feel, the pain that everyone feels, it's all valid, it's all real, and it's so hard. But at the same time, you right now on this path of your healing journey, you have to focus on you. And that's what I did. I focused on me. I stopped associating myself with people who kept hurting themselves, who kept how do I call this? What do I say? How do I say this? Who kept avoiding the right choices because they just wanted to find the high in life, if that makes sense. As in, like, I don't mean a spiritual high, I don't mean a healing high, I mean like the temporary high that comes from substances, materialistic things, not from within, that kind of high. Okay, I hope you guys understand what I mean by that. I'm sure you do. But I've had to stop associating myself with people like that because I was taking on too much of their energy. And as I was going through my healing journey, I would constantly come back to self-doubt whenever I'd be around them, because they would self-doubt and I would just take in all of it. And it hurt. Of course it sucks. You don't want to abandon your friend. You don't want to avoid them. But then sometimes it's too much. And it's okay to choose you, and it's okay to prioritize you, because your true friend will understand and support you. I have some amazing best friends that I now know I will treasure for my life, because when I've been going through this healing journey and I've been isolating and just focusing on me, they have never once questioned why or given me any kind of back talk as to not seeing them or anything. And I'm forever grateful for you girls, and you girls know exactly who you are. I love you guys to the moon and back. And I'm so grateful for you. And those are the kind of people you want to carry in your life. Because those are the people that will support you no matter what. And you know it makes it so easy for you to support them no matter what, too. So, as a people pleaser, I can understand how difficult it can be at the beginning to stop wanting to please people and just choosing yourself. But trust me, it gets easier. A lot of people say it's called stepping into your villain era, which I'm just like, go for it. Please step into your villain era, because you start to realize how important you are. People put it out to be your villain era, which I honestly don't like the term. Just because you started choosing yourself doesn't make you a villain. It actually makes you so much more amazing because you started choosing yourself. And that's something I really hope you guys do. Do not let anybody else try to take you away from that, or even Instagram, social media, whatever it is. Don't let them try to cloud your judgment on that. You deserve to choose yourself. You deserve to put yourself on the pedestal. You deserve to see yourself as this amazing human being, or the spiritual being, because that's what we came into this world to do. We didn't come in here to please others. And I can't stress this enough, and I keep saying this in every other episode. You didn't come into this world to live for anybody else but yourself. So don't be afraid to choose yourself. If it gets really challenging and you find it really hard to do, I really want you to go and look at yourself in the mirror. Now, this is what I did. I'd look at myself in the mirror, and I'm sure if you haven't seen the movie The Help, there's a scene where, I think her name is Mowgli, the baby, I feel so bad for not remembering the character's name right now, but the main character, she goes to her baby that she's taking care of and says, "You are smart, you is important." Was it you is smart, you is kind, you is important? Whatever pep talk you need to do for yourself, I want you to do that. Go to the mirror and look at yourself and say, "You are so damn important." Because you are. You are so damn important. You are so loved. You are so guided by the divine. Whatever it is that makes you feel good about yourself, I want you to look at yourself in the mirror and tell yourself that. If one of your friends is giving you a hard time and saying that you're not being a good friend because you're not around for them when you are just trying to heal and trying to work on yourself, then don't even interact. Leave it. Let the conversation be. Just be like, okay, if that's really how you feel, thank you for your friendship, but I'm done. Bye-bye. Your relationship. If your man or your significant other can do that to you and say that to you, and you're just trying to work through your feelings, and this, in a relationship, it could be much more tricky. It could even be that you try to voice out how you felt and they're making you feel stupid, like gaslighting you for not understanding how you feel, and then making you feel worse for feeling the way you feel, unvalidating your feelings, which I know I've had that. I've had that experience with my past relationships where they would tell me that I was stupid for feeling a certain way, that I was like, yeah, stupid, insecure. Like, yes, I think a lot of us women in this world and in this lifetime are allowed to be insecure. It doesn't just go for women, it goes for men too. We grew up in a society where you have to look a certain way, and if you don't, you're supposed to be insecure. It's nobody's fault, but we're all trying to work through it. And if your significant other cannot even try to understand it with you and try to help you, then bye-bye. They should not be gaslighting you to making you feel stupid for feeling that way. Your feelings are valid. So if they don't want to work through it with you, then bye-bye. It's okay. Thank you for the relationship, but I really don't need this. If you're not going to help me, I'm going to help myself, and that means I'm going to choose myself, and I'm going to say goodbye to you. Watch how beautiful that becomes. Trust me. I felt like before in my relationships, I was always so insecure, and thinking that I've given my significant other a safe space to be themselves, I would be able to have that back. And when I would talk about my insecurities or how I felt, I was always yelled at or being told I was stupid. That I was like, okay, I've had enough. I stopped trying to talk about how I feel, and I just left. Because I was like, what's the point? If I'm gonna keep talking about how I feel and keep getting shouted at or being told I was stupid, then what's the point, right? I might as well just go through this relationship on my own, as in bye-bye to the significant other, and just be on my own and work on myself. And so that's what I did. And honestly, it was so beautiful. It is so beautiful. I love myself so much to this point where I genuinely do not give a fuck about anybody else. Like, I do not care about how other people see me or perceive me, because I know that what I'm doing is for myself now. I know that what I'm doing is just trying to heal myself. What I'm trying to do is help other people, try to let them see themselves in the light that God intended to. And I love that. And I love it. And I don't care who might be my friends before laughing at me for doing this. It's okay. Go ahead. I'm so happy with where I am today. And I'm so grateful to be able to say that I actively choose myself. And it is the most rewarding thing ever. And I hope that you also feel inspired to start choosing yourself and not be scared to, because when you start choosing yourself, the world around you starts choosing you, and everything just becomes more and more beautiful. Everything just starts working out for you so easily. Everything comes to you in the snap of your fingers. When I tell you that I have just been manifesting blessing after blessing after blessing ever since I started learning to choose myself, oh my Lord. It makes my head spin sometimes, but it is the most amazing feeling ever, and I hope that you guys will join me on this journey. Now, I'm not going to continue talking for too much. I hope that this gives you a little boost to start choosing yourself moving forward. Don't worry, I'll be coming out with another episode soon on shadow work, probably talking about how to take accountability for different things around you and just different feelings and looking at our limiting beliefs. Anyway, it's going to be a long journey. This podcast is going to be ongoing. So if there is anything else you do want to hear from me, please do get in touch with me. I tend to put Q&As on my Instagram asking people to tell me what they want to hear me talk about. So if there's anything you want me to talk about, let me know. Anyway, send you guys so much love. Bye-bye.